Get ready to enter the Thrivetime Show.
It's a Thrivetime Show on the radio. Yes, it is. Oh, yeah. It's all about you. 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 Yeah. So we bring the boom.
Thrive Nation, we are bringing the boom today. It's the Thrivetime Show on your radio. And we're talking about persistence, how to create a scalable business model and not just a job. And we're talking a little bit today from the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill on page 20 and 21 of the 1945 edition, the signed 1945 edition of Think and Grow Rich, courtesy of a Christmas gift from Jonathan Kelly, one of our team members there at the Thrivetime Show. So this is the scoop. This is the issue. This is the part where you cannot move on as an entrepreneur if you cannot grasp this idea. The idea that you are so good at doing something or so good at solving a problem that the world will gather around and pay you is good. It's good, but it's not scalable. It is a service you're rendering. It's even maybe a high-paying job, but it is not a business. The difference between a business and busyness is that a business is all about I, where a perpetual busyness is where you don't know your why. I repeat, a business exists to serve you, whereas busyness is just you're always busy and you're not sure why. You always have tons of things to do, and I know at first when you're starting out a business, that can feel incredibly empowering. It can feel inspiring to feel wanted, to feel needed, to know that customers love what you're doing so much they're going to refer you to their friends. But over time, you're going to discover that the one thing you can't make more of is time. You can always make more money, but you cannot make more time. So the 7 steps needed to create a scalable business involve the following. 1, you've got to nail down your turnkey branding, meaning your branding. That's your logo, your website, your print pieces, your auto wraps. Those things really cannot involve you. Those things can't involve you. You can't be the one who has to make every website update yourself. You can't have to be the only one who knows how to make business cards. You really want to delegate those things to other people who can do those things so that you can focus on the main thing, which is protecting the brand and creating a scalable business model that where you can sell things in a consistently profitable way by solving problems for your ideal and likely buyers. So step 2, you want to nail down your turnkey marketing. So back in the day when I was growing DJ Connection, as I was telling you, I got sucked into the doom loop of attending every possible chamber networking event. People said, well, you got to go to the chamber to network. If you're going to build a successful company, you got to go to a tips group. You got to be in a tips group. You got to be passing out your card all the time. You got to every second of the day. People walk at the door. You got to be going, oh my gosh, this guy looks like he might be an ideal buyer. You have to bring business cards to birthday parties. Some kids, 6-year-old kids having a birthday party with a pony in the backyard. And there's somebody there who's bringing cheese cubes and some kind of a fruit tray. There's always a fruit tray. They're having a birthday song. We're singing happy birthday. There's a cake. But you have to be looking for your next prospect because anybody could be a potential buyer. You never know. When you're in an elevator, you want to be giving your elevator pitch. Oh, yeah. And you never want to be caught without your business card because that would be a sign of jackassery. No, listen. Although I am glad that you have been resourceful enough to learn the guerrilla marketing techniques needed to create a job, if you're going to create a business, meaning something that can work without you personally doing everything, you're going to have to create a marketing system that creates an abundance of inbound leads that you personally do not have to call. If you have to call each and every lead to get the deal done, that's not a good thing, which takes us to sales. You want to nail down your turnkey sales conversion system. Marketing is just a contest for people's attention. You're waving at everybody going, hey, everybody, I'm over here. Everybody. I mean, marketing doesn't have to be super smart. You know, the mattress place at 101st and Memorial, there's the guy who he spins the mattress. He flips the mattress. He's a mattress flipper. You know, he's having a good time out there. He's jamming out with his headphones on to rock music or something. He's having a good old time. That guy is bringing in customers. Big shout outs to that guy. I mean, he's so consistent with the energy. If you're driving by that guy today at 101st Memorial, the mattress guy with the headphones, it looks like he's playing the air guitar, give that guy a big honk. That guy's awesome. He's bringing in the business. Another example is like Shaw Homes, one of our clients. They put up those big feather banners, you know, the banners in the shape of like a feather, oddly enough, or like a teardrop, you know. They'll put up the sign that says model homes this way, Shaw Homes, model homes, you know, model homes available. Get a new house for as little as, you know, $7.95 a month or something like that. That's a good example of marketing. Marketing would be the Facebook ad where every time you go on Facebook, you know, freaking Ty Lopez is always there asking you if you want to. Every time you go on Facebook or YouTube, he's asking you, hi, I'm Ty Lopez, and I'm here with my Lamborghinis and on a jet with my books. And, you know, if you want to learn how to become an automatic millionaire from your house with doing nothing, then sign up for my magical program. You know, there's always, marketing is just getting in front of people and grabbing their attention. That's what it is. Getting in front of your ideal and likely buyers and grabbing their attention. So the question I would ask you is, who are your ideal and likely buyers, and what is your three-legged marketing stool? Three-legged marketing stool? A three-legged marketing stool is the way that it's the three ways that your business, the three turnkey ways that your business is acquiring your new clients. How does your business get in front of your ideal and likely buyers in a turnkey way? And if you come out to our workshop, we will list out for you each and every way possible to market effectively. Or if you just want to download the Start Here book for free right now at thrivetimeshow.com, just go to thrivetimeshow.com. You can download the Start Here book for free, the ebook version. And should you want to buy a physical version, you can get that book on Amazon. There's the Amazon best-selling book, Start Here. You can get that on Amazon, or you can just download the free ebook version right now. I'll list those out here for you. Now, move number 3, again, is nailing down your turnkey sales conversion. You've got to have scripts in place. You just have to have sales scripts in place. You can't not have them in place. I mean, sometimes we're tempted to not have sales scripts in place, and I'll tell you why you can't do that. It's because common sense is not common. Someone says, amen to that. Common sense is not common. You know, Warren Buffett once said, he said, you want to build a business that's so good that an idiot could run it. Again, he says, you want to have a business that's so good that an idiot could run it, because someday one will. Who said that quote? Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, one of the best investors of all time. He says, I like to invest in a company that can be run by an idiot, because eventually the business will be run by an idiot. That is a profound thought. It's so important that you take the time to build systems. It's a false premise to think that you can hire a salesperson, send them to a motivational seminar, or give them a bunch of books, and that they're actually going to ever know what to do. You have to write out scripts for what the people on your team are supposed to say, right? And then what you have to do is you have to create a step-by-step presentation for what they need to say over the phone or when in person. You might not think about it, but Subway has a presentation. Subway has a presentation? Really? Yeah, you go into Subway, right? When you walk into the right, Subway has a script. Really? When you go into the right, when you walk into Subway, typically they start off by asking you, hey, what kind of bread do you want, right? First question, what kind of bread do you want? They say, hey, welcome to Subway. Hey, you know, I got a visor on. You know, I'm a sandwich artist, but the new sandwich artist of the new era, that person has a smartphone and wears a visor. I'm a sandwich artist. What kind of bread do you want? Do you ever get the picture? Do you ever get the feeling that the person talking to you may not actually be an artist? I mean, maybe they are. I don't know. But they come in, they say, what kind? You walk in, they say, what kind of bread do you want? And then they say, what kind of meat do you want, right? And then they say, what kind of vegetable or do you want? What kind of, and they go through what kind of cheese, and they have a process, toasted or not toasted, right? They go through the whole process. Do you want chips with that? Do you want a beverage with that? And it's a system. It's not somebody running around who's a hair wizard at Elephant in the Room coaching each and every stylist what to say. We're not hosting endless motivational seminars to matriculate our hairstylists at Elephant in the Room Men's Grooming Lounge on how to become gurus of life. We're not hiring philosophers over at Subway to make your sandwich. You've got to build a system that is repeatable. So if you're going to build a system that's repeatable, how do you do that? Well, what you have to do is first you have to nail down the actual process layer. So the process layer is, what do I need to do here? And then the presentation layer is what allows you to teach it to your team. The presentation layer would be like the menus at Subway or at McDonald's. We can go to McDonald's. We can all order a number 2 or a 3 or a 14. I don't know. You can order all that stuff because there's a menu in place and it's built to be scalable. That's how it works. You have to build a scalable sales system. So if you're a dentist and you're listening today, I've helped so many dentists that for some reason they don't have all their services listed on their menu. They don't even have a menu. It's all locked up in the mind of the dentist. And the dentist is spending hours and hours and hours talking to his staff about, hey guys, every time we have a patient that comes in, it's so important that we take the time to mention to them all the services that we offer. And then the staff will say, well, we'll try to remember. And he'll say, well, good. Well, make sure you guys try to remember. And then next week, you're following up on the numbers. If you follow up on the numbers at all and you discover that yet again, your team forgot to mention that you offer high-quality veneers at a fraction of normal cost because of your financing options through Care Credit. And so you get your team together again and you say, guys, try to remember to make sure to say this. And they get out their notepads and they say, what do we say again? And you say, make sure you say this. And they say, okay, we'll try to say that. And then they don't do it. And you have the same meeting over and over. You start throwing Dale Carnegie books at them. You're giving books to them all the time. You're telling them what books to read. You're encouraging them to, hey, watch this movie, watch that movie, read this, read that, get this audio book, right over here, go over there. But what happens is your team just gets the same results week after week after week. Why? Because your team will struggle to grasp principles and concepts. Because common sense is not common. Because you must take the time to build a turnkey system. And step 1 is writing down the process layer of what should happen. But then 2 is the presentation layer. You've got to nail down specifically, hey, hit this button on this machine to do this. Hey, here is a menu you can point at and say, hey, welcome to McDonald's. What number do you want? I mean, you've got to make it very systematic. If you can't, you're never going to scale your business. And if you are under the false premise that your business is different and unique and therefore you can't document your processes and systems, just go to Subway. Just go to Starbucks. Just go to Barbie Cookies. Just go to Jiffy Lube. Just go to Mathis Brothers. These are all businesses who've done very, very well as a result of building repeatable business systems. And we can help you do that, but we can't help you do that if we don't get a chance to know you and interact with you and answer your specific questions. So I would encourage you to not just be a hearer, but to be a doer and to book your tickets for the next 2-day in-person Thrivetime workshop. My name's Clay Clark. I'm a business coach. You're listening to the Thrivetime Show on your radio. Get your conference tickets today at thrivetimeshow.com. Stay tuned.
Get ready to enter the Thrivetime Show.
Faces made for radio and not TV. Talking everything from Clay to Z. Auto washes, banks, haircuts, and glasses. You want to sell, we've already sold it to the masses. No classes or prerequisites. Just business school as raw as it gets.
It's a Thrivetime Show on the radio. Yes, it is. Oh, yeah. It's all about you. 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 Yeah. So we bring the boom.
Yes, sir. It's Z and Clay, broadcasting from the box in the 918. Business school in the topic today. Check the syllabus, it's getting you paid. Making the business boom is what we do. You can do it at our
What
show.
is going on, Thrive Nation? Nation, welcome into a new year and potentially a new you. But you're going to have a hard time ever getting out of a financial rut or exchanging your time for money if you do not escape. You cannot escape the rut. You cannot escape the rut of exchanging your time for money if you cannot escape the following false premise. Premise? What's a false premise? Well, a premise is a basis stated or assumed on which reasoning proceeds. As an example, you hear a lot of people say that they get paid for the hours they work. A lot of people really, really want to get paid for the hours you work. And in fact, the further down the food chain you go, the more people want to get paid based on the hours they work, which is why the government has a minimum wage, because there's some people that you could hire these people, and I used to be one of them, and they're going to get to work, and they're going to spend the entire day in your office or they're, just doing things that don't matter. They're going to, I remember when I owned DJConnection.com, we hired a guy, and I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm sure he's someone's dad that is a great dad. Actually, he wasn't. It turns out he wasn't a very good dad or a very great guy, but the point is, I'm sure God loves him. That much I can say. And so he is wanting to help out, wanting to make some extra money for the holidays. Holidays. I want to take some time to celebrate. Come on. Want to make some more money from Clay. Ha! When he's trying to make some more money, right? It would be so nice. Holiday. Gonna generate extra pay from Clay. Woo! It would be so nice. Sweep. And he's just like sweeping up our maintenance garage to the level where it looks like it could be like a 5-star kitchen or a 4-star kitchen, whatever rating system you're on. It could be an unbelievable Wolfgang Puck level of cleanliness. It could be an unbelievable, like a Taj Mahal of warehouses. But the thing is, the customers don't care. They did not care how clean the back of the warehouse was. I always told the team it's the mullet. It needs to be formal in the front with a party in the back. Formal in the front, party in the back. Formal in the front, party in the back. Because if you don't do it that way, you're going to go broke cleaning the lampshades in your warehouse. It's just not going to make any money. So he turns in a ridiculous amount of hours. I'm not making this up. Probably, I don't know if it was 20 hours, but probably 15 hours, I think it was, just enough so I remember it. I was like, geez, this is terrible because this was years and years ago. And he turns it in, and he's like, hey, man, I want to know when I'm going to get paid for this, And I'm going, well, hey, one, I didn't want you to clean the warehouse at all. I mean, I didn't ask you to do it. Don't want you to do it. He's like, well, I'm just over-delivering, I think and grow rich, and it says you got to over-deliver. And that guy, in the story, the guy who becomes the partner with Edison, Barnes, he's sweeping. I was sweeping. We're all sweeping. I wanted to over-deliver because soon I'll be overpaid. And so I wanted to know when I'm going to get paid. And I'm thinking to myself, really? I mean, I'm not kidding. This guy was talking almost like that. He was just, hey, when am I going to get paid? And I'm going, well, I didn't ask you to actually do what you're doing. So if you want to get paid, you need to learn how to sell something. What? Sell something. What? You have to learn how to answer an inbound call from a prospective bride-to-be or make outbound calls, and you've got to learn how to sell something. We have scripts, we have recorded calls, we have a presentation, and you've started off as a disc jockey, and now you've been promoted to maintenance. And if you want to make the real money, you got to learn sales, because without selling something, right? Without a sell, the business will go to hell, right? Without selling, the business will fail. It's gonna, without sales, it will fail. It's not a good thing. You got to learn sales. He says, well, I don't want to learn sales. I do better face-to-face. Well, who doesn't do better face-to-face? Well, I just uniquely do better face-to-face. I'm better. Come on, man. So we teach the guy sales, and in fairness to the guy, he was probably a B- salesperson, but my system was so good at the time. My system was so good. Oh, just thinking about it gets me excited. The system was so repeatable that he was able to generate an income of north of $50,000 a year being a B- salesperson. Wow, I'd like that job. So we had A+ members of our team that were generating almost $80,000 a year doing sales for a DJ company because we had a very detailed process layer, a very detailed presentation layer. But now the next move, once you start to build a system where you can sell something, now you've got to put a focus on generating a high-quality customer service and product delivery experience. And again, the false premise that people buy into is it's all about marketing, baby. You just got to get out there and get in front of people and say the right stuff to the right folks. You just got to say the right thing to the right people. Nothing could be worse advice to give a salesperson, but to say the right thing to the right people. That's a lot like, telling your kids, hey, make good choices. Come on, man. What does that mean? You got to lay it out specific detail, baby. You got to do it. And so customer service, a lot of people say, well, I focus on hiring high-quality people because I don't want to micromanage them. I don't want to micromanage high-quality people. Okay, let's carry out that premise. Let's assume that you don't need to micromanage people. And let's say that you're the captain of a nuclear submarine. If somebody hits the wrong button or does the wrong thing, could you not accidentally, come out of the water? Could you come into the surface of the water? You're supposed to be submerged, and all of a sudden you get to the top of the water, all of a sudden, bing, bong, you're dead. I mean, they see on the radar, boop, 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 and then bam, you're done, right? I mean, or could you not accidentally poison everybody by turning off the internal system that purifies the air? I mean, isn't there a big issue there? I mean, isn't there a potential huge failure there? I mean, what if you're a builder and you just want to delegate to your team and not follow up? I mean, couldn't they, in theory, install the wrong thing, mess up the stairwell, put in faulty shingles? Yes. In fact, it's going to happen. And there has never been a company that's going to offer great customer service without a culture of delegation. Now, delegation versus abdication could not be different. Delegating means you assign someone a task, and then you follow up to make sure that it was done right to the quality standards that your organization stands for. Abdication is where you just tell someone to do something, and then you just don't follow up at all because you just believe in people because you don't want to micromanage. Yet another false premise. I don't want to micromanage people. I just want to manage people the way that I want to be managed. Well, you do that all the way to your grave, my friend. It's not going to work for you. So we come back, we're going to talk about how to nail down the ultimate customer service experience. It's a Thrivetime Show on your radio. It's a new year, a new you, and hopefully a newly grown wallet. Stay tuned. It's the Thrivetime Show on your radio.
It may seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break.
Welcome to the Thrivetime Show on Talk Radio 1170.
It's a Thrivetime Show on the radio. Yes, it is. Oh, yeah. It's all about you. 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 Yeah. So we bring the boom.
Yes, sir. It's Z and Clay, broadcaster from the box in the 918. Business school and the topic today. Check the syllabus, it's getting you paid. I'm making the business boom, it's what we do. You can do it, let us show you. I'm a father of five with maniacal focus to teach.
All right, Thrive Nation, welcome back to the conversation. It is the Thrivetime Show on your radio. My name is Clay Clark, the former USSBA Entrepreneur of the Year, a father of five, and somebody who is happy to be alive and to be here each day with you, because my entire focus, my entire goal is helping you to create both financial freedom and time freedom. In fact, I want to brag on a client here. We had Peak Medical up in Boise. It's not Boise, I've been educated. It's Boise, Idaho, that they're just rocking and rolling. I mean, Ethan's business is doing great. He's now able to step away from the daily operations. He's able to enjoy time freedom. Another client I want to brag on is OxyFresh, OXI, fresh. OxyFresh, the carpet cleaning wizards, who, as of today, I'm going to look this up real quick here because I want to make sure we're always accurate here on the Thrivetime Show. They have right now, as of today, 123,000 reviews. They're doing something right there at OxyFresh. Jonathan Barnett has been able to achieve both time freedom and financial freedom. Is life perfect? No. Are there never issues? Are there never any issues at the office? No. But he's created a business model that's allowed him to scalably offer his products and services to the masses, but also gives him financial freedom and time freedom. And if you feel stuck, if you feel like you just don't know how to unlock the potential, I just encourage you to stay persistent, but I also encourage you to get out to one of our workshops so we can teach you specifically the moves that you need to implement, the micro moves, the detailed moves. But today we're talking about the 7 steps needed to create a scalable business. All right, so move number 4, you want to nail down your high-quality customer service product delivery experience. What you want to do is you want to make sure that your customer service experience is so good that the world can't ignore you, to quote Steve Martin. You know, Steve Martin, the comedian, the actor, he said, you want to be so good that the world can't ignore you. Or if you think about Walt Disney, you guys ever heard of Walt Disney? Never heard of him at all. I'm actually from an alternate planet. I've never actually been here to the planet Earth. This is my first day here. What does Walt Disney have to say about customer service? Furthermore, who is Walt Disney? Because I don't even know that name at all. Well, Walt Disney is the guy who had 7 businesses in a row that failed before he finally released the movie Snow White, which did very well. But over time, he learned that, you know, in order to grow a business, you've got to build an experience that's so good that people will come back and bring friends. But it can't be solely focused on your particular ability to offer that that product experience, that service experience. And so it's just very, very important that you do what Walt Disney said. He said, when you create a customer service experience that's so good that people actually come back and bring friends, you know you've nailed it. You want to, and then let me read you the actual notable quotable. He says, do what you do so well that they, the customer, will want to see it again and bring their friends. Let me repeat it again. Do what you do so well that they will want to see it again and bring their friends. And so that's what we got to do with the customer service experience, but it can't be predicated based off of your motivational talks. It can't be based off of your personal discernment. It can't be based upon your particular skills. And so I'm going to give you the checklist that you need to actually create for your business to nail down that customer service experience, okay? What you want to do is you want to have a script for when the phone rings. A script for when the phone rings. Why? Because when the phone rings, you want to make sure you have that nailed down. What are we going to say? You want to have on-hold music when people are put on hold. If they come into your business, you want to have your overhead music nailed down. You want to have your overhead music selected. You want to make sure there's a specific smell or aroma that you're intentionally trying to create. You want to nail that down. You want to have a specific music type, a specific music. You want to make sure that the music, the atmosphere is exactly right. You want to make sure that the greetings in the store are scripted. What do we need to say to a potential customer? You want to make sure that the retail display, the retail product display, is not left to chance. And so one of the things that you can do is you can display how you want the products to look yourself. Then you can take a photo of it and you can tell your team to recreate it. And that's what Hobby Lobby does. I mean, the Hobby Lobby displays in all their stores is designed corporately. And then on the local store level, it's their job to recreate that look, that experience. It's supposed to look like the design sent from corporate. A lot of companies do that. I mean, Target does that. Walmart does that. So again, the things you need to have in place to make a great customer service experience is, 1, you got a script for when the phone rings. 2, you got to have on-hold music. 3, you got to have overhead music. 4, you have to have a specific aroma. Somebody says, slow down, I'm trying to write that down. It's a script for when the phone rings, on-hold music, overhead music. 4, a specific aroma. Don't leave that to chance because the human body can smell foul. Gross. 5, you have to have the specific music you've decided upon. What is the music you want to be playing in your business, in your shop, in your retail store, in your call center? Nail that down. The next is greetings in the store. You've got to nail down the greetings. It's got to be specific of how you want people to be greeted. Then you have to have the retail product display. That has to be nailed down. And the final thing is you need to have mystery shoppers and you need to have cameras. You need to have mystery shoppers and cameras in place. Because even though you might think you're doing a good job, until you start recording the calls and having cameras and mystery shoppers, you're not getting any feedback. And without feedback, there's no way to improve, right? Without feedback, there is no way to improve. Who said that? That's Bill Gates. Bill Gates said that? Yeah, Bill Gates said that. It's a May 2013 TED Talks. May of 2013, Bill Gates talked about how you have to have feedback or people just can't improve. Now, once you make an experience that is great, now you got to nail down your accounting. What does it mean to nail down your accounting? Well, you have to know your break-even point per day. How many transactions do you need per day to break even? You also have to know your profit point per day. It's so important that you know how many customers do I need to see per day to produce the profit that I am trying to achieve? You know, how much profit am I making per customer? You got to figure out how much profit making per customer, and then how many customers do I need to see to achieve my goals? You have to take the time to know those numbers. We come back, we're going to deep dive into accounting and why accounting for many people is a terrible soul-sucking experience, and why you absolutely as an entrepreneur must know your numbers. In fact, knowing your numbers is a fundamental precept of business, according to Bill Gates. Stay tuned. It's the Thrivetime Show on radio.
So we should cross the sky. We should cross the sky. Click, click. Cross the sky. Cross the sky. Last one.
Presenting the world's only business school without the BS, with optometrist and entrepreneur Dr. Robert Zellner and USSBA Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark.
I'm a father of five with maniacal focus to teach the proven moves, no hocus pocus. Cause get rich quick is not a move, but the proven system will make your life improve. See, I'm more than just a rhymer, like a horse with blinders. Focused on the Thrivetime Show is where you find us. He be the Z and I be the C. Teaching business skills from Clay to Z. We both grew up poor, but we're poor no more. The goal of this show is to help you score. I couldn't see the light until my son could see, but I learned to rock the mic in the high school scene. A young DJ with
All right, Thrive Nation, welcome back to the Thrivetime Show on your radio. If you're new to the program, we specialize in providing business school without the BS. My partner, Dr. Robert Zellner, and I, easy for me to say, my partner, Dr. Robert Zellner, and I, we've between the two of us, we've created 13 multi-million-dollar businesses, and they include DJ Connection, Dr. Robert Zellner's, I'm thinking about alphabetically speaking here, Epic Photography. I guess the L comes before the P, so Elephant in the Room. You have Dr. Z's Sleep Center. I think I might have mentioned that. There's A to Z Medical, which would be before D. You have Make Your Life Epic, the region's largest marketing firm, the region's largest digital marketing firm, print pieces, graphic design, photography, videography. We do all that. The auto auction, Z66, the auto auction. Party Perfect, which we sold now as Party Pro. The wedding show. I could go on and on listing these things out, but the point is we're all about you. We're all about helping you learn what you need to know to achieve success. And I want to attack a flawed premise, a false premise. You know, a false premise is an incorrect proposition that forms the basis of an argument, or it's kind of like, since the premise is not correct, the conclusion drawn may actually be an error. However, and I want to kind of get this idea. So it's like if you think that the rich get richer and therefore you can't get rich, that's a false premise. Another premise that I see all the time from entrepreneurs is, well, the harder you work, the more money you make. Well, actually, this is a thought. I believe that intellectual laziness is a form of laziness. So you could be working very hard physically, exerting effort, but you could be mentally not exerting any effort at all. Am I making sense? I mean, if you are exerting a ton of physical effort, but you're not exerting any mental effort, that could be a form of laziness that could be holding you back. Or maybe you believe that marketing only is the problem. Like you just want to market. And if I just market and out advertise, then the quality doesn't matter. Nope. Or you think that if the quality's awesome, you don't need to market. No, it's a false argument. It's a false premise. And so I want to encourage you is there's 7 areas you have to master if you're going to create time freedom and financial freedom. They're all documented in the book Start Here, which you could download for free. But for many of you, you say, well, I'd have to go all the way to thrivetimeshow.com. I'd have to go all the way there. I'd have to click on a button. I'd have to download it. And I bet you have to click a button to download it. I bet you've got to hit a button and click it to download it. I know you've got to do some effort, but you can do it. Now, there are 7 steps needed to create a scalable business that will create both time freedom and financial freedom. 1 is you want to nail down your turnkey branding if you missed it. 2, you want to nail down your turnkey marketing if you missed it. You can hear it on the podcast version of today's broadcast. 3, you want to nail down your sales conversion system. 4, nail down that high-quality customer service experience. And we have a checklist for how to do that if you missed it on the previous segment. 5, you want to nail down your accounting. And this is where people, they just say, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. These last 3 are things that people don't want to do, but you got to do it. You have to know the number of customers you need per day to break even. Well, in my industry, it's different. Okay, then we can sit down with you as in a business coach relationship, and we can help you figure out that number. Or you could sit down with your accountant, but you have to know how many transactions per day do you need just to break even. 2, you got to know the amount of profit per customer that you can make. Well, how much profit are you actually making per customer? It's hard to do any budgeting if you don't know how much profit you make per customer. 3, how many customers do you need to achieve your goals? I mean, how many customers do you need to achieve your goals? Do you need a lot of customers? Very few customers? Do you need 300 customers a week to achieve your goal? I mean, the elephant in the room, as an example, our men's grooming lounge, has a different break-even number than the optometry clinic at Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates, which is a different break-even number than the auto auction. Every business has its own break-even number based upon the overhead and the various variables affecting the business's budgeting. So you've got to know the number of customers you need to achieve your goals. If you don't know, it's like hitchhiking. You put your thumb up, somebody pulls over and says, "Hey, I do want to help you hitchhike your way to success. I want to take you where you want to go, brother. Where do you want to go?" And you go, "I don't really know, but I have my thumb up." That's not going to work. You've got to know your numbers. All right, move number 6. You've got to nail down your leadership and team training process. What? I mean, you have to nail down your leadership and team training process. Your team training must be a process. It cannot be a random series of events. You got to view it as like a pipeline, like a repeatable system. So everyone who comes in has to sign that handbook. They have to read and sign the handbook. And why do they have to read and sign the handbook? They have to do it because that states your rules for running the business. It's like the expectations. This is how we do things here. This is the expectations. It covers the compensation. This is how we get paid here. It's so important that you do that. The next thing you need to have is you need to have an operations manual or a checklist for everything. So if someone's expected to do search engine optimization for you or to cut hair or to fix a car, you've got to have a manual and a checklist in place. Otherwise, people are left to draw on their common sense, which turns out isn't very common, and so it's not going to work, right? Then 3, you have to have a time in your schedule for weekly, if not daily, weekly ongoing training. Well, why do we have to have weekly, if not daily, ongoing training? Well, it's because people have to feel like you care. I mean, they have to feel like you care. You know that John Maxwell, the best-selling author of 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, he talks about your head and your heart and the relationship between the two, because if you don't get this concept, it's going to be really, really hard for you to lead a group of people. John Maxwell writes, always touch a person's heart before you ask him for a hand. Again, I repeat. He says, always, I repeat, always touch a person's what? Somebody help me. A person's heart before you ask for his hand. And that has to do with your employees. Now, if you're somebody who says, well, I pay them well, and so they'd better just get it together because I'm not someone who's going to provide motivation. I'm not going to provide motivation. Okay, good. You take that same mindset and you go coach a football team. Let's see how that goes. Hey, guys, this week, as the head coach of the Patriots, we're playing the Dolphins, and they're good, and I expect you guys to prepare. And since I'm too busy marketing the Patriots, selling jerseys, marketing our team, filling up the stadium, taking ticket orders, you know how it is. I need you guys to sort of coach yourself this week because it's all common sense. I'm going to be out here selling tickets, marketing the company, but you guys, you need to coach yourself. It's not going to work. It doesn't work in pro football. It doesn't work in a grocery store. It doesn't work in a haircut chain. It doesn't work in an optometry clinic. It doesn't work in an auto auction. It does not work. Does it ever work? No, but I want it to work. No. Why won't it work? Because it doesn't work. I don't know why it doesn't work, but John Maxwell's correct when he says, always touch a person's heart before you ask for his or her hand. And to be HR approved, if you're a dude, never ask for her hand at all unless you're married. And if you do ask for her to do anything, make sure you meet with her and one other person so that way people cannot say that you said something inappropriate when you met alone with a female. If you're the little bonus tip, if you're a male business owner, never meet alone with a female. And move number 7. That rhymes with Kevin. That's right. Move number 7. Good job, Kevin. It does rhyme with Kevin. Nail down the consistent increases to your advertisement budget. Nail down the consistent increases to your advertisement budget. Dr. Zellner and I would suggest at a minimum, you want to spend 5% of your budget on advertising. At a minimum, 5% of your budget and 10% of your budget if you're aggressive. And the longer that you can delay gratification and keep those ads going and crank those things up, you are going to grow and grow and grow. But if you do not delay gratification and crank up those ads as a percentage of your gross budget, you will lose. Now, Thrive Nation, we have 4 ways to help you. Not 5. I got over-aggressive there. We have 4 ways that we can help you. And you can find all of those ways at one website. That website is called thrivetimeshow.com. At thrivetimeshow.com, you're going to find the podcast. You're going to find the one-on-one business coaching assessments. You're going to find the library of thousands of videos, and you're going to find the conference where you can buy tickets to attend the Thrivetime Show Business Conference. But we can't help you if you don't go to thrivetimeshow.com. So as always, don't delay and go to thrivetimeshow.com today. And as always, 3, 2, 1, boom!